Arcadia FYI. I'm Christine Zito, and I have a great show for you. You're going to love it as we focus on the things that are happening here in the city of Arcadia. I live in the city of Arcadia. I'm a resident of the city of Arcadia. I grew up here in the city of Arcadia, at least my childhood. But my father lived here until he went home to Jesus here in the city of Arcadia. And there's a lot of things going on, and that's some of the things that we'll be talking about. But I'd like to thank our sponsors. Longo Toyota Lexus in El Monte. I know I've been telling you that you have to go. You have to go and just check it out because they do more than just sell cars. Say hi to Brooke. Say hi to Mike. They will be waiting for you. At least I hope so. At least ask for them. They'll come out and shake your hand. Star 7 Financial with Francine Chu. She is like one of the many people. Well, I should say it this way. She is like one of the few people that I know that care about your money, your future, your kids' future when it comes to finances, so you need to get a hold of her. The Santa Anita Park, that's an icon here in the city of Arcadia. Do you like watching the horses? I do. It's really a lot of fun, and there's a lot of things going on at the Santa Anita Park, and Pete will be here to talk about that. The Le Meridien Hotel in Arcadia. Next week, you'll be hearing from Gabby, as we'll be talking about a lot of fun stuff and actually doing a tour of that hotel. It's really a lot of fun. All right. For your information, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see that I have a very special lady in studio. She's an inspiration. Why? Because not only is she the mayor of the city of Arcadia, she is also the first Asian woman to be mayor of the city of Arcadia. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And also in studio, former mayor of Arcadia and city council. And we all know who she is, April Verlato. So you have to come in and talk right into that mic, April. And you too, Sharon, talk right into that. Yeah.
Am I close enough?
You are close enough. I can
Okay.
see your levels.
All right.
All right, first, Mayor Sharon Kwan. You've been in Arcadia for how long now?
Since 1998.
So it's 1, 2, 3, over 20 years.
Yes, over 20 years.
Over 20, and you love Arcadia, right?
I love Arcadia.
And you live in Upper Rancho? No,
yes.
Is that what that's called? Because you were part of the association.
Yes, I'm part of the Upper Rancho Association. Yes.
I love that neighborhood. I do my jogging there. I'm getting ready for a half marathon coming up, and I'll jog through that neighborhood, and I'll wave at all the houses. I don't know where you live, but I just wave at that. I know where April lives. Oh, let's see.
Everybody knows where I live. Yes.
Yes.
So everybody drives by. Some wave, some, might be doing something else. But yeah.
But were you born here in the city of Arcadia? I know you were born around here, April.
So yes, my family lived here when I was born.
And your father served in the military.
Correct. He was in the Army, drafted in World War II, back in 1945.
So he didn't, for some reason I thought he served in Vietnam. I'm wrong.
No.
Okay.
No, World War II.
World War II.
My father was older when I was born.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. All right. And your kids go?
My kids were born and raised in Arcadia.
And your kids?
And they went to the Arcadia schools.
The Arcadia School District?
My daughter just graduated from Arcadia High.
All right.
This past June. Yes. So she's the last. My son graduated a couple years ago.
All right.
So yeah.
And Mayor Kwan, your kids are, how many kids do you have?
I have 4 kids.
You have 4 kids.
3 boys and 1 girl.
Oh, all right. 3 boys. Wow, that's a lot of men in your house.
Yes.
And you also have dogs.
Yes, I do. I have 2 dogs.
Okay, I love your dogs. One's a
German Shepherd,
and
an Australian Shepherd.
I like my sister right now, Liz up north, has 2 Australian Shepherds and then 1 mutt. I can't remember the other one, but they're so cute. One thing I have to say, Mayor Kwan, is I didn't know this about you until earlier this year, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people that don't know this about you, is that you're the sister to an Academy Award-winning actor, okay, Ke Huy Quan. And just so that people will be familiar, is that if you remember Indiana Jones, the Temple of Doom, he was Short Round. I loved, you know what, I'm just going to say, he made that movie. He was so cute. And because that, Temple of Doom, that was, kind of a deep Indiana Jones, and your brother just did fantastic. And
Thank
then, yeah, and he was also Data in the Goonies, and he won his Oscar or the Academy Award for Everything Everywhere all at once. And I did see that movie. And everybody that won an Academy Award in that movie deserved it. It was just really good. So, are you and your brother close?
We're very close.
And you guys,
He's number 7 and I'm number 8.
number 7, number 8. How many?
We have 9 in the family.
Wow, that's a baseball team.
Yes.
That's a large family.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
So because of age, very close. Yeah, we're very close.
that is really cool. And that is so cool that you have a brother. Does he support you in who you are and what you do?
Yes, he does.
Oh, that
He
is
does.
great. That is, it's nice to have siblings like that. I will say that my sisters and I were very close. I don't know what I would do without my sisters.
Well,
You
you
know.
have a twin.
I have a twin.
And you guys were close from the moment you were conceived.
That's right. We do come from the same egg. We were born in the Kaiser Hospital there on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. So I was born a star. I don't know about my sister. She's a princess.
It's
So
identical.
we're identical. We're 4 minutes apart. I'm the oldest. So I just want you to remember that.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
Yeah, good to know. So, all right, let's get into this. Let's talk about. Well, let me ask you this, Mayor Kwan. What are you most passionate about in the city of Arcadia?
Well, I'm so blessed. I raised my family here. I remembered when I was carrying my eldest son, Harrison, I was searching for a place to raise my family, my first kid, and then I was hoping to have more to come. And I Googled, and I said the best place, the best city for school and for safety, and Arcadia came up. And so I immediately researched the city and also drove by and really loved the cultural and talking to the people. And so I bought my home here. And so the people here are amazing. Everyone cares about each other, especially I remember my first neighbor in Arcadia. They're very, very nice. They're very genuine. And it's the people, definitely the people in Arcadia that makes me feel like I belong here. And this is my home. And so I really am very, very fortunate to find the city, to be able to live here and raise my families and give me all the support. And the environment is amazing.
It is. And I failed to mention that you even have a business here.
Yes.
Here in-
I don't like to drive a lot. So wherever I live, I want my office to be within 5 minutes or 10 minutes distance. So I especially when I was having 4 kids and they're very close in age. In 1999, my first child was born, and then to 2005. So 6 years, I have 4 kids. You can see how busy, I was. And so I don't think I could drive that long to commute to a place where I have to work, especially full time. So I'm very happy and, also chose Arcadia to be a place where I run my business. And it's been now over 20-something years.
I
Yes.
know, and a lot has changed.
Yes, it has. I don't think it's not. I think the people are pretty much similar. The support that I get, and I think it's just maybe the demographic changed a little bit. Yes.
Yes. April. Also, you have a business here.
Yes.
You have
Yes.
to come right up on that
Okay.
microphone there. We want to hear you. You have a business here. What do you do outside of? I mean, people probably already know, but you're a lawyer.
Yes.
And
So
what
that
is
was
your
my
s-
career of choice.
And what is your specialty?
So I primarily do personal injury, so your car accident cases. But then I also do estate planning, wills, trust, probate, trust administration. So a lot
Okay,
of
that's
litigation.
stressful. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
already stressed just by you saying that.
I have a very full practice. Yes.
Yeah, it's a very full and April is like walking distance from me. You're like a stone's throw away.
Either that.
Yeah, not throwing
you're
rocks.
throwing rocks at me.
No, I'm
yes,
not throwing rocks.
know.
I know. I so apologize. I said that at my grand opening. I meant to say a stone's throw away.
Yes.
From
yes.
me. So it's great.
Very close by.
All right, so let's get into this. So since both of you guys know the issues here in the city of Arcadia, I'm going to bring it right up because I'm a small business owner here in downtown Arcadia, and one of the problems that I see is homelessness. It is such a problem. And where do you, Mayor Kwan, where do you stand on all the homelessness here? I mean, what solutions is the city coming up with to handle the homelessness now here in the city of Arcadia?
Yes, I have a business here, so I know, I resonate with you. It's been a problem, and I think we are very fortunate nowadays that we've got some state and federal support. Before, we were not able to enforce no camping ordinance, you know, and so now we're able to do so. It's because now the state, it's in our favor. So I think what we need to do is we need to really ban like camping, no camping at all. As of today, we still have it. Our city allows people to camp from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And so people would come, during the day.
And they still have that now?
They still have that now.
You know what? It's not only just camping. They sleep on the sidewalk.
Yes,
but that's what she was.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so
you're not. Yeah,
sleeping on the sidewalk, sleeping on
Okay.
the benches, all that kind of stuff. So, what it was is it's not that. No, it's. So right now we have a ban on camping in certain parts of Arcadia. Right.
Okay.
So that was because at the time when we adopted that ordinance. That was back in 2021 before she was on city council. It was the law only allowed us to ban sleeping overnight in certain areas of the city. So we were able to pass that. You couldn't completely eliminate or ban sleeping on the streets because of the idea that sleeping is a natural
like a
function.
Natural, natural
It's a
right
function.
Okay.
Right? So it's a function that people can't not do, right? We can't not sleep. So people need to sleep,
Yeah, sleep. What's sleep?
Yeah. So, so the idea behind the laws that were coming out originally was that it was cruel and unusual punishment to punish somebody for committing a natural function, right, of sleeping. And so they were limiting where we could prohibit this function by saying, okay, you can limit it in some areas of your cities, but you can't eliminate it completely unless you're offering resources, meaning shelter, to them in your city. And so the law now has slightly been adjusted by the Supreme Court. And you now see much more federal support and state support for cleaning up encampments.
Well, Donald Trump, our president, just signed an executive order.
Yes.
Correct.
Helping that situation. So is the city council, Mayor Kwan, taking advantage of that, or?
I want to. I think we should definitely revisit the situation and definitely create an ordinance to combat that issue. So, I think it's important because we've been very lenient. And as our former April Verlato was saying, we allow them to sleep at night. And so there's just restriction. They are able to camp at night, but during the day, really, we don't have. We enforce that,
yeah.
and
it's camping in certain areas.
Yes, certain areas.
Certain
too.
areas they're allowed to camp
Yes.
in Arcadia, but
Yes.
but the idea is now we revisit, or the city should revisit this
because
this
it doesn't
ordinance.
seem like it's segregated. It seems like they sleep everywhere.
Yes.
And I'm speaking from a resident because I used to walk to work because I
Yes.
can walk to work. I don't
Yes.
walk to work as often because I was walking with my sister one day and we were confronted by a homeless person who I thought was going to hurt my sister. And I was going to get ready to defend. And then at that moment, just at that moment when that happened, an Arcadia police officer drove by and we called out to him and he came over and alleviate that situation. And that's where where people feel like it's unsafe. I feel it's unsafe. You can't, I mean, what is the city council doing about the safety when it comes to the homeless? I mean, I give kudos to the Arcadia Police Department because anytime that I've called them, they were on it. But still, it's still at my apartment, I mean, I've had so many things stolen. I mean, they come into the apartment complex and steal things. So, I mean, I know that's a big problem, but how do you police that? I mean, what is the city council doing that and giving us?
Well, it's going to be very different now. It's because I think prior to now was that, people, when you think about addressing the homelessness issue, is about sheltering, like tiny shelter. And so every time the community doesn't want that. I mean, there's a lot of voices about that. And so, but now it's very different because before, I think if you remember the verdict of Martin versus Boise,
Yes.
you
Yes.
can't enforce that. You have to allow them to be wherever they want to.
Yes.
And unless you had shelter
unless
in
you have
your
shelter.
city. And
And
that was the
so-
whole point of tiny homes.
I know. I want to
Yes.
talk about tiny homes
Yes,
here.
and then so that's why the public is pretty much against that, and so now the law is in our favor. We don't need to have shelter to enforce no camping ordinance, and so I think that would definitely it's a big improvement, and it really allow us to do a better job, and I think we need to readdress the issue and come up with a more enforceable way where we can. To me, my opinion is just that we should ban completely. It's because they're using a lot of our resources. Our police officers. The fire department and recreational. Everyone is addressing the issues, and it's a lot of manpower and a lot of money being spent. Yeah. And so I think that we should redirect that resources to something more important. And so I think, and it hasn't been effective. And so I think it's important to revisit and then to come up with something where we can, provide better safety. As you were saying, when you come across to someone like that, you're frightened,
Yeah,
and that is not just a story coming from you, but a lot of constituents has, brought this question up to me and asked me how I'm going to address it. So I think this is a good time to talk about it because I think we have more options today than before.
Let's talk about tiny homes, April.
Okay.
I mean, that was a huge challenge for you.
Yes.
Okay, so talk to me about the whole purpose of the tiny homes. When you first thought of it, or how did it come to fruition in your mind?
So, well, I mean, I was serving on the San Gabriel Valley COG, their homelessness committee. So San Gabriel Valley COG is the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments. It's a regional body that brings together elected officials from, it's like 30 cities throughout the San Gabriel Valley. And we brainstorm, right? We're basically a brainstorming committee. And we were looking at all these different shelters and we were taking a deep dive into Martin v. Boise and the requirements and how we were basically up against a wall that if our cities wanted to be able to enforce an anti-camping ordinance, we had to have shelter in our city. Otherwise, you had to let people basically,
sleep
pitch a
anywhere.
tent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so with that, we were looking at different shelters, and I mean, everything was so expensive. It was ridiculous. I mean, the amount of money that LASA was spending, it was just horrible. And, they'll spend $500, $600, $700, maybe $800. I think now they're talking about it's closer to $1 million per unit, per bed.
Wow.
To build these shelters for housing. And that's just the building. We're not talking about the services that come in addition to the actual structure and the actual facility. So the expense was ridiculous. And so our only choices we were faced with was letting people camp on our streets. And to me, that was unacceptable. And then we came across this new innovative idea of using what was once FEMA product for disasters that had come out of Hurricane Katrina when over 100,000 people had been displaced.
Yes.
They developed these very portable little tiny homes, basically, or shelter spaces to house all of those people. And so that company that had done it for Hurricane Katrina was now repurposing their shelters as shelters for homeless.
Well, the tiny homes, I think that people were against is where it was going to be located.
Right.
And
a lot of people didn't understand where it was going to be located.
Yeah,
though.
I mean,
a lot of people thought it was going to be right smack dab at the, next door to their homes.
Well, it's interesting because I do want to say on a personal level that I feel bad for people who are homeless when they're displaced and they're, they have nowhere to go, because my heart wants to help them, but I don't know how to help them.
Right.
And it's like a catch-22. You want to help them, but yet they don't want to. Some of them, not all of them, don't even want to help themselves. And so now they're in this place where it brings this situation. And I think what I've seen, and I think from what I hear from the people, is that the homeless just seem to, there's no sense of solution. And when the city talks about it, there's still no action. So how would you address that, Mayor Kwan?
Because I think it's so sensitive, and I think it's actually now it's very different. As I'm saying right now, the law is really in our favor. We can do a lot more.
Can and that, with the law in your guys' favor, can you bring? Will tiny homes be brought back up?
No, because you have to understand the purpose of having the tiny shelter homes is because we need to have that in order for us to enforce or to mandate a no camping ordinance.
Okay.
It's a requirement from the state law.
That was the previous
law.
That
was the previous law.
But now
it's now no longer that law. And so now the state and now even federal with the Trump administration.
Do you think your other council people will agree with what you guys are, or at least Mayor Kwan, because you're on the council now, will agree with what you're saying?
I think so, because we all care about the safety of this community. Mm-hmm. I mean, before, I think with April's, she's trying to address that and trying to find a solution. And the only solution that we have is to have shelter in Arcadia to enforce no camping ordinance. But now it's no longer the law. And so I think this issue has been a problem for us, and it hasn't been addressed because we're basically very much handcuffed. But now this is not a situation anymore. So we can now revisit the issue and then come up with a better ordinance where we can, provide a solution to address the homelessness issue. I think there's going to be more and more options for us to do it now. Yeah. Compared to before.
There's more opportunity to
yes.
to pass a law like that, because before, if you passed an ordinance that completely banned,
then you must have shelter.
Before if you had an ordinance that completely banned overnight camping everywhere throughout your city, you would be sued, right? The state of California would come out and it would be homeless organizations or whatever. They would sue you. So now you're not going to get sued if you pass an ordinance like that completely bans. But, we still have to look at other problems with addressing homelessness.
And because they come off the metro.
Right.
So how are you going to police the metro?
Yeah.
They come in and, because it's because they're just right up the street.
Right. But what you do is you start with, preventing the tents from being erected, right?
Okay.
I mean, that right now, what we still have and what we still see is people are setting up their tents. And you have that a lot at 2nd and Colorado or anywhere along our wash, right? I mean,
Yes.
that's,
Because they can hide.
yeah. And, the city has done things in the past. They hired 3 case managers, which I was really happy about. They have done an amazing job at housing people. And, the first year they housed maybe like 50 people. And then the second year it was like 100 people. But what we saw is they consistently make contact with new, unique individuals that are homeless that are found here in the city of Arcadia or contacted here in the city of Arcadia that say that they're sleeping on the streets in Arcadia. And that number is still somewhere around 500 unique individuals each year that are finding places to sleep in the city of Arcadia. I mean, it's a it's a pervasive problem that is very complex because there are so many different reasons why someone could be homeless, right?
Yes.
There's so many
Yes,
different
so many,
circumstances.
and that's why it's such a sensitive issue.
Yes.
Because you don't
That's
want to
what we're
be,
saying, yes.
you don't want to
Right.
be mean,
Well,
but
no,
you have
and
to.
There's some people who are down on their luck and have medical issues that have basically, used up all of their savings, and now they find themselves on the street because they had a medical issue. But there's now more and more resources. So one of the things that the COG did, the San Gabriel Valley COG did, while I was on the COG, and actually it was like right when I got onto the COG, we created what's called a regional housing trust fund. And we're able to collect funds from the state, from the federal government, from the county, and build shelter, housing, affordable housing, and different options for people to house them. So there's more resources out there. And what you'll find is a lot of people complain like, oh, but the homeless, they don't want to take their housing, they don't want shelter, and that's the crux of the problem.
Yep, that's
right.
Yep.
The resources are out there. Before,
Yep,
we did not have a mechanism to enforce people to accept those resources. That's where the rub is, right? That's the problem. Is we've got to have a way to force people to accept resources. We're trying to help.
I know.
And so there's a big battle because you've got to understand a lot of people, a lot of your homeless services case managers, they'll say, but you can't force people to accept the resources, to accept help, especially when you're dealing with somebody who's using or abusing drugs and alcohol, right? But so, there's studies out there that say, it's not effective to force people into rehab. But then there's other studies that say, no, it actually has good results. So it's that conflict of, should we be forcing people into rehab? Should we be forcing people to accept resources? I side with, forcing the help because I see it as a parent. When you have kids and you're dealing with them and dealing just with the simple things in life like dinner, and you say, hey, what do you want for dinner? And if you ask them, they'd tell you like chocolate cake, right? So you never ask your kids, what do you want for dinner, and leave it open. You say, what do you want, broccoli or carrots? Right? You give them a choice that's a good choice.
Yeah.
You can't leave it open-ended, and that's what happens a lot. And to me, it's, the system is enabling homelessness, and we need to stop doing that. We need to fix all of that because we've been trying for years. Everybody knows the homeless count numbers go up and up every single year. And people say, oh, the problem is the housing first policy. That's a federal policy. That comes from the federal government. Those federal tax dollars are going to be tied to a housing first policy. And they're going to have it as a requirement that if you use those funds, you've got to have a housing first approach.
You know what, and I think for me, it's always a learning experience and how all of this works and how it works in a city, how it works with the city government, how it works with the state government, and how it works with the national government when it comes to these type of issues. So, because everybody has their opinion. Because for me, it's just like, come on, Mayor Kwan, just fix it. Fix it all. I mean, you guys have power. Just fix it. And I don't think it's just not that easy. You brought up affordable housing. The city council back in April, I think it was, you guys approved affordable housing. So does the affordable housing mean, what does that mean? Because I would like to move on from my situation into like another apartment, but you can't live anywhere in the city of Arcadia. It's too expensive. So the affordable housing, I mean, what does that mean for people that want to afford a better place?
Yes, I think it's the housing element that it's required by state that we need to have certain building that comes in so that makes more supplied for the community, and I think we've been addressing that, and we've been approving a lot of projects. Now you can see there's a lot of construction going on, so there's going to be more supplied. And but as you were saying, like completely affordable, it's very difficult, because when you have a developer that comes in and they want to develop a home in Arcadia, just the land itself is very expensive. So it needs to be make sure that it's profitable for them. And so, but we have certain mandate now to require for them to build a certain percentage that is considered to be affordable for the community. Like
the apartments being built here on Wheeler.
Yes.
I want to live there.
Yes.
So I mean, so will I be able to maybe afford that? Maybe some of it. Of course, I want the suite upstairs, completely affordable.
Yes. So sure. We hope so. I mean, it's now these builders are coming in. They need to make sure that they have that when they're building the units, that there's certain units that's affordable by percentage. So I think that's a good start.
I think
it's a very good start, but I don't think like completely affordable. It's pretty, I think the definition is very general. It could be affordable for some people, but not other people. But I think it's that one, we're just getting started. And so we'll see how everything plays out.
All right. We can talk about this for hours because I have so many things I want to talk to you guys about. But I do want to address some questions that I got from people from Facebook and from emails. Now, I am going to mention to you that I'm only going to ask questions that address the city itself. I'm not into like, how come you walk your dog backwards? Okay, so we're going to stick to only the issues here in Arcadia. Now, but one of the issues that came up like more than a couple of times is this whole Saragate story, this harvesting that's going on. I mean, how is the city addressing these places where homes are using surrogate mothers and this harvesting so we can, I guess, create, I don't know what they're doing. So
yeah, Arcadia doesn't want to be a safe haven for something that is, so unethical, and that exploitations. I really think it's just very shameful. But I think this is really boils down to when people, they try to get a permit, and or for these businesses. So I don't think they got a permit for that home to do it. And so, and no, nobody knew about
this.
They
did not.
They did not. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's. I think it's pretty. It's very difficult to discover such. That kind of. When people have that intention, of course, everything is pretty much strategically planned out. So it's going to be hard. It's definitely. What is important, I think, for me, is your neighbors. I think your neighbors know you better than anybody. If you see something, you say something. I think it's important. I'm sure, like for that home, the surrounding neighbors probably see maybe like more noises or like, things that are going on. So, it's that we need community engagement.
Yeah, I think the community does need to do that. And I think we need to get
Come together.
Yeah, come
Yes.
together. Get over your fears. Pass your
Yes.
fears.
Yes.
Don't feel intimidated.
Yes.
This is.
And if you see something suspicious, call the police, and find out, and so let them do the job to go investigate. Because I think something like that, it's so hidden. I mean, like, I've been here so long, and I've never. But even the thought of having these kids in there is just, I cannot imagine. I don't know what's the intention. Now there's a lot of like question marks. It's like, why would they do that? So, when you don't have a criminal mind, you cannot have these imagination or vision of doing that.
You can only speculate.
Yes, you speculate. But even I would not speculate, because like, who would do that? To have 21 kids,
Well, you got close. You had 4.
Yeah, so, but the story goes, deeper. That's why now it's under investigation with the FBI. They have to tell us what's going on, because now I've contacted the city managers and asked and questioned them. But I think because it's been given to the FBI to handle it, so there's a lot of things that they cannot disclose to me. But me, I mean, I'm just, it's just the thought of it. It's kind of, it's giving me goosebumps, really.
Yeah, it's really, when I read about it, I just thought, wow. I was thinking, my heart goes right to the kids.
Yes.
I mean, it's these kids.
Yes.
It's like, I want to come home to me. I'll take care. It's just.
But I think it is important to plug Neighborhood Watch,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, Neighborhood Watch is the best thing, because
that is what we need to do.
Yeah, we need to step up and do it. Don't be intimidated.
Because if you have, like, for me, if I have the intention of doing that, I would go to get my permit or what. Of course, I'm gonna, hide all my informations, and have, very, very strategically planned out how it could be a success. So you can't like prevent these kind of things happening.
Yeah.
So I think your neighbor is so important, and I'm sure now it's coming out that a lot of the neighbors on the block are saying like, "Oh, I thought that was very suspicious," but nobody said anything.
Right. But see, a neighborhood watch group would have been able to, on an annual basis, you get together, you have your block parties, but you also, you talk to one another, you'll meet up and you'll say, hey, what's been happening at that house across the street from you?
Yes.
And people will start to have a conversation. It, I think, just facilitates a lot more, safety within a street, within a block, because it's the micro part of it, getting in to the smaller group, because police departments have limited resources. Police officers, we can only hire so many police officers, and you can only have those police officers at any given time in so many spaces,
Right.
And there's only so much a police officer can do. So something like this, where you have your neighbors watching. I mean, that's why
so
years
important.
ago, the city council, back when I was on city council, we started to subsidize people getting Ring cameras. And it was with no strings attached. But the idea was, people are going to put up all these Ring cameras, and then we're actually going to have access, potentially, at the police department, to video when a crime is committed or when something happens. We can go back to that street and find out.
Is that going on right now?
Well, we don't do the subsidies anymore.
Oh.
But we were for a while, and I think we gave out 50,000, maybe 100,000 subsidies for people to buy Ring cameras.
But at that time, it was more expensive to buy it. But now it's more cost effective. You can go to Costco and get
Anybody
a system.
can get them.
So a few years ago, it was not the situation.
I see. Okay.
But now it's been, now it's mass production, so things are more affordable.
Well, what about, there has to be some way where we can encourage people to feel safe about being bold and in reporting these type of things. I think people are so quiet these days in neighborhoods.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to say, when I grew up in the city of Arcadia, I mean, the front yards had no fences. I mean, we played in each other's yards. We had people sat out on their porches and said hi to the neighbor across the street.
Yep.
And, you know, we had barbecue. It's
We
nothing like
we
that
don't.
right
tell
now.
you, like, when I moved in on my block, all the information I got was from my neighbors. It's like they like encourage me, and they give me the information, and they say, "Oh, Sharon, that house, you know what they do, you know, they have, you know, how many kids?" Because your neighbor is watching, and you know, when it comes to these kind of, you know, terrible intentions, you know, having these kids, I think it's just. And also, you have to have privacy, you know. There's just so much that the police officers can do. So the best strategy is really to have neighborhood watch and to be more actively involved and, you know, say something, you know, when you see something. That's so important. And that's how you know what's going on. And so involvement. I think for the north side of Arcadia, we take neighborhood watch very seriously. We have constant meetings, you know, but on the south side of Arcadia, I think some of them, they have not implemented these
Yes.
these plans, you know, these strategies of having neighborhood watch because they don't have an association.
Yeah.
And so we have an association on the north side. We have 5 associations, and all the associations been very actively involved and getting the community to understand how important it is.
All right, our city of Arcadia, we need to be smart about our own safety because we can't just rely on everybody else. We can step up
Yes.
and be safe and bring community together, and we can be an example to other cities and
Yes.
how people can come together. And drop all the racism, drop all the discriminatory stuff, and let's come together as people.
Right.
And to be able to help each other and be safe, you know. Gosh, that was great. So, okay. So many things I want to talk about. Here, let me drink another drink. Don't think that this is just coffee. It is, it's just coffee. Okay. Another question. This is from Emily. That was from Lance and Martha. Okay, so I'm not going to say last names, but here's one from Emily. She had all kinds of stuff, but I'm just going to focus on this because I think this is. I'm a mental health. I love mental health. Nobody knows I'm a caregiver to a disabled veteran, and they struggle with mental health. And her question was, will Arcadia host its first City of Arcadia mental health resource fair, mental health seminars?
Yes. We've created a new health commission, and so they are thinking about putting together these programs, and I think it will be starting the beginning of 2026.
That is great. See, Emily, there you go.
Yes.
I think that's. I mean, we talked about homeless. We talked about these deep issues, and it'd be great to be educated.
Yes.
To go
Yes.
beyond what we had just talked about.
Yes.
So
And also, this coming September, we're going to have our health fair. So you have a lot of doctors in different kind of the specialties. They volunteer the time, so they can address when you have a problem. Yes, exactly. The health fair coming up,
Oh, yeah,
and
she's got the flyer.
yeah,
There you
you've
go.
got the
There.
flyer.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk
Excellent.
about that.
yes.
Yes.
So I mean, you know, there's these amazing doctors in our community. They volunteer the time. So please come out, and then you can talk to them, you know, casually. And if you have any questions, it's free. The event, it's free.
It's free.
You know, and I do encourage for people to go. You know, if you have any health questions.
Yeah, and I will promote this now. The first one's going to be Saturday, August 10th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Arcadia Community Center. Okay, so that's right there on, it's 365 Campus Drive, and it will be on arcadiafyi.com. I'll have these resources there. The second one will be in September that Mayor Kwan just talked about, September 20th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Arcadia Community Center. And I will have this on there. And so there you go, Emily. They're already, the city of Arcadia is already proactive in this particular issue.
And just in addition to that is that every month the Health Commission invites a doctor to talk about different topics. And so and it's going to be on the website in City of Arcadia. Everybody can just go search and find out the location and the time and the topic matter, and so they can.
And I did get this right off the
Jane.
City of Arcadia website, so I'll have that link on there also.
Yes.
So, all right. So here's some other stuff that people were. I'm not going to ask that question. I want to ask that. Okay. So what are you going to do about? What can you do? Okay. It says, what can she do about our hard water? It is hard. Do we get water softeners? So what do you think, Mayor Kwan? Come on, you have all the answers to this.
Well, I think April can. Wow. But I think our water comes from our groundwater.
Yes. We have
And also
groundwater.
we do purchase some waters
It
from
comes
outside vendors.
from Colorado River. But yes, it's basically, yes, we have hard water. If you want it softened, you have to buy your own softener. Yeah, your
that's what I
own
would
system, yes.
Yeah, and now it's not expensive too. If you go to Costco, they have all kinds of.
Is everything available
I
at
know,
Costco?
I know.
What is it with you and Costco?
I am a bargain person. So.
Or Amazon.
Well,
Amazon, Target, Walmart. Okay, so.
Well,
but
I
no,
need
Costco,
to
Costco
physically
has,
see the product, and I don't buy much from Amazon, but
I am a show me. If I really should live in the state of Missouri, show me state.
Yeah,
because I got to see it.
Yes.
But I love sunshine, so I'm here in California. So,
but
all
in
right.
fact, I think we're having a meeting this coming up regarding to our water supply. So, if I get more information and it's something that's new, I would definitely share. Yeah.
Oh, I know one thing we were talking about. There was a question here about, and with April here. Let me see if I can find it. Talk among yourselves here. So
what do you mean, talk among ourselves?
Yeah, just talk among yourselves here.
Should we talk some more about Costco and what else is available at Costco?
And talk about.
We all shop at Costco.
I don't shop at Costco.
Because I have a lot in my household, a lot of people.
Right. Yes.
You had to buy in bulk. I get in bulk and it's at a discount.
With 3 boys? Yes. Well, actually 4 because you include your husband. Yes, you're buying in bulk.
Okay, here we go. This is from Lance. He says, okay, so ignore the beeps.
Ignore the beeps?
Ignore the beeps. It's just one of my cameras.
Okay.
He says, first of all, thank you very much for your service from Lance. Would love to know the mayor's opinion about redoing the downtown Arcadia area. I know what he's doing. He's comparing us probably to Monrovia downtown.
Which happens often.
Which, there is... But are you going to do anything with changing up downtown Arcadia?
We have our founder of Downtown Arcadia Association. She's doing an amazing job.
Yeah, I think it's come a long way.
Yes, come a long way. You can see there's more foot traffic. But if you ask, is there more improvement? I thank God I was part of the board member as well for previous years. And so I think it's been more, foot traffic, But if you say more, better improvement, of course, there's always room for improvement. And
when are we going to see that happen? I'm kidding, but
so this is.
I think we are seeing it happen. You're getting more and more restaurants coming into downtown Arcadia.
A lot of new restaurants, yes.
Like All India Cafe.
Yes. I love it there. They're going to be here on Arcadia FYI. Tell them to
great.
Tell them to bring their... Okay, I'll say this. I'm Mexican. I'm Italian. I'm Mexican, and I'm not really into other cultural type foods except for Taiwan. I like
Taiwanese.
But the Indian Cafe, their food, I'm addicted.
Right?
To their food.
So
it is
good.
So
I'm going to try it this weekend.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's really good.
It is so good. Okay,
but we have a lot of great restaurants.
Yes.
Okay,
and
so
more and more are coming, right?
Yes.
More and more are finding downtown Arcadia. They're coming. It's about being able to bring in those businesses. It also is tied to, reducing our homeless population because a lot of businesses they scout it out. And if they see people sleeping on the benches, sleeping in front of businesses, they're going to be deterred from coming to downtown Arcadia. So
Yes.
that's why I'm so passionate about addressing homelessness, is because it does affect the business community, and what kind of businesses are going to come into your city or your business districts if you've got a large homeless population.
Yeah, because they sleep in front of those doors.
Yes,
People need to feel safe to come out.
back to
back to downtown Arcadia.
Back to the businesses that are coming in. We're seeing a lot of really great new businesses, and it's just a matter of then we've got to make sure that we're supporting them. Make sure that we have the parking. Parking is always huge. A lot of businesses
Hey,
they
I
come
love the
and
parking here. At
I
least we
know.
can park for free.
yes,
Not talking about the other cities, but
Okay, so yes, that's very important to businesses. They want to make sure that there's ample parking. They
Sure.
want to make sure that there's a good base of pedestrians walking. Because that helps to improve and increase.
All right, so what we need to do,
sales.
not only get our community watch going, let's start walking downtown Arcadia.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
And because I see, I don't want to neglect another part of Arcadia, Baldwin and Huntington there. It's busy there.
Baldwin and Duarte. Yeah.
Baldwin and Duarte.
Yeah.
It's busy there. So, but here in downtown Arcadia, where it's downtown Arcadia, okay, I do want to say, so we have the restaurants. I just want to kind of go through in my mind here. We have All Indian Cafe. We have Matt Denny's.
Yes.
We have Denny's.
Yes.
Outback.
We have Japanese food too.
Japanese. No, I was going to get
We've got Boiling Point.
Boiling Point,
We've got Goki.
Goki Cafe.
Love
That's right,
Goki.
Goki Cafe.
We got White Springs.
White Springs. Okay, if you have not tried White Springs Cafe, that is such a great fusion. It's vegan. It's vegetarian. It is such great food run by Mama.
We got Manjar Tiker. I can never pronounce that one. Manjar. That's the one that took over where the Sprouts was, Bean Sprouts or whatever it was called, right there.
Oh yes, I know exactly. They have good food there too.
Yes.
My twin sister and I, we went there and they thought it was really good.
People love Chengdu.
Oh, Chengdu Impression.
And what's
That's
the,
like a higher end, nice,
very
fine
good.
dining.
Okay, so
Szechuan.
Beijing.
So excuse me on.
Oh, is it Beijing or Szechuan?
I think Sichuan, Beijing, very similar. Yeah, food.
Right, and
there's
who's the
Hyper
one,
Coffee.
Yes.
Hyper Coffee.
Yes.
Who's the one there on Alta and First?
Oh, the Shabulin.
Shabulin.
Yes.
That's
Lots of hot pots that we have. Yeah.
Yeah. So come and patronize these businesses and let's eat and let's have fun. Let's come and meet together as a community in these places. I think that's great. And I mean, Moffitt's just had their grand opening.
Yes.
Oh, that was great.
I was at the grand opening.
We were at the grand opening.
What a great story.
I know.
I love it.
I love Moffitt's. I mean,
We have
I grew
such
up.
great small businesses here in Arcadia. I mean, it's the families that are behind these businesses that make them so special. So
Little Provence.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
Love that place. And and again, the story behind it, the
I know,
family
it's-
behind it, right?
There's just such great culture here, great food, great people, and
Oh, and we can't forget to mention Din Tai Fung, just because it's there.
we can't forget.
Yeah, this city is
got
very
great food.
business friendly too.
Yes.
I testify.
We
Yes.
I'm
encourage
raising my
people
hand.
to open the business here.
Very.
And I think that people, there's a lot of improvement and now there's a lot of foot traffic, in the downtown area. But I do have to say that I think people still have that thinking where you just go and eat. I think maybe we can have more retail shops where there's going to be more lighting.
I
Where
think,
you can go in and like those mama pop-up shops now is missing, where you can buy cute stuff, So I think
but
we
it's
need to
Amazon. Amazon
yeah,
is
but see
taking
that's
over.
the
and that's- I
Amazon
think
is
that's
taking over a lot, but
man.
these are the
I-
the stores where you just sometimes you don't see the traffic as much because they come in, they park, and they go into the restaurant, and it's so quiet outside the street.
Yeah.
But actually, there's a lot of activities that people don't know.
Yeah, and you know what?
and there's
We
a
need
lot
to-
of choices too.
And, yeah, I'm going to be having Donna and MJ back, and we're going to be talking about the businesses and stuff
Yes.
in downtown Arcadia and April.
Yes.
You have to be there, April.
Okay.
So okay.
Okay.
There. I do want to say that we should have in downtown Arcadia a place where we can grow a vineyard and do wine tasting. What do you think?
Zito.
You know I'm going to talk about that.
Wow. And that's why you don't get elected to city council, because if that's your priority.
That's my vote for me. I'll be running. I'm going to get a vineyard in the city of Arcadia.
Wow. Yes.
Van Dome will be the competition there. So, but thank you for being here, Mayor Kwan. Thank you,
so
former
much.
Mayor April Verlato, being here. You guys are doing a lot for the city, and as we hear from the other council, I think we can come together and grow together and work together, because that's what people really want to see is that. So thank you so much, and you'll definitely be coming back on. I mean, there's so many other things that we can address. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for
you
having
so
us.
I know.
Thank you for
This is
having
great.
us. Yeah.
It's great. So all this information that we talked about will be on arcadiafyi.com. So you can go there and look at what we talked about the health fairs. I know that at Denny's, they have summer concerts coming up. I'm going to put that on the website, because if you've ever been to a concert at Met Denny's and you haven't been, you got to go. I mean, they have some great bands that come in there. And, do you guys play pickleball?
Oh, yes.
You do?
No.
My children, yes.
Well, your children play, but you just watch?
Well, now a lot of my children are not here. They're in Chicago, yes.
I didn't know this. I announced this on the last show. The pickleball has opened up at Tierra Verde Park.
Yes.
Yes,
I
yes.
think that
I was
is-
at the grand opening on that, yes. Yes.
I hate to confess it. I didn't even know.
It's so
Yes.
nice. Yeah.
Okay.
They transformed the tennis courts into pickleball courts.
Oh, I think that is so great. Are you guys going to be opening up any batting cages soon?
Wow. This keeps coming back to you, Zito, somehow.
I'm trying here. You can hear Arcadia FYI at arcadiafyi.com or on your favorite podcast channel like YouTube, Apple Podcast, where we broke the top 200 on Apple Podcast.
Woohoo!
I know.
You're awesome.
It made me so nervous that happened, but it's so
What do you
great.
mean?
I
Why
don't know.
are you nervous?
Top 200 on the
Yeah.
category of daily news.
Of course you're top 200, Zito.
Spotify. I love you guys. You're coming back on tomorrow. Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. And again, if you have anything to hear like we did here, if you have any questions or concern, please go on arcadiafyi.com. Fill out the form. It comes right to me. I'll look at it. And for those of you that have contacted me, please, I thank you for your patience. I will get a hold of you, and we'll talk about your concerns that you want to hear. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, Longo Toyota, Lexus in El Monte, Star 7 Financial, Santa Anita Park, the Le Meridien Hotel in Arcadia and Pasadena. Until next time, please be blessed and make it a great day.